Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. We have a Prince Harry sighting in San Diego at the Warrior Games. For those that don't know what the Warrior Games are, it's a multi-sport event for wounded, injured, or ill-service personnel and veterans organized by the United States Department of Defense. These games were created under the Obama administration, and in 2013, Prince Harry was chosen to open the games that year. It was that experience that inspired him to create the so-called what we know as the Invictus Games, which is an international counterpart to the Warrior Games with representation from many national teams.
And Tina, I don't know if you knew this, but we have a special guest here in the house for the Warrior Games Challenge. The Duke of Sussex himself, Prince Harry, in attendance here for the bronze medal game. Happy to have him along with us. Instrumental in the Invictus Games. They'll be taking place later on this year.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You're witnessing the action live.
After the games were over, the U.S. Army Recovery Program, seen here on Twitter, had leaked this information of Prince Harry being in attendance at the games. As Prince Harry wants us to desperately believe and see here in the United States that he just stopped by spontaneously to support the U.S. veterans, please know that there are signs everywhere that this was a PR stunt. At the very same time, the Sussex Squad Sugars went into action and immediately, within literally seconds, retweeting this tweet from the U.S. Army Care and Recovery Program. These idiots fail to realize that people are not stupid and can see through all these manipulation tactics. Had they waited maybe 30 minutes or 15 minutes and then staggered out these tweets, then maybe it would have been believable. But the fact that all the sugars have been retweeting this same tweet and then also getting different angles of Prince Harry at this event at the very same time just shows that this was a coordinated attempt and is not only a PR stunt, but also a political stunt. Let me explain. But before I talk about that, I want you to notice that Prince Harry's bodyguards and security is nowhere in sight. So what was he there for? I think the primary reason was strictly for the optics. I don't know about you, but I don't like that one bit. As a gentle reminder, Prince Harry is a traitor to his own country, and now he's in the United States using our military and our veterans for his own benefit and profit. At the same time, he has turned around and slapped these same military and veterans in the face by interfering with our government and undermining our First Amendment constitutional rights. These are the very same rights that these veterans who sacrificed and risked their own lives to defend those very same freedoms, which these veterans should be mad that they are being used for Harry's PR campaign to improve his brand because he's now seen as a traitor to his own home country. And another reason why this PR stunt was done is because this week, the Department of Homeland Security needs to get back to the Heritage Foundation about Harry's visa status, if they're going to release this information or not. Something tells me that this was done for optics in order to paint Harry in this supportive Brit who is here doing good in the United States with our military. So he just so happens to be hanging out with our Department of Defense while bringing along Miranda Barbeau. So for those who don't know who Miranda Barbeau is, she is the PR guru who helped re-elect Barack Obama in 2012. She is the short girl seen here with the long coat, walking in with Prince Harry. And she stays there and watches him, and then you'll see her follow him out. It's this girl right here, as you can see, next to the cameraman who's in the black shirt, as they watch Prince Harry. Now, I'm not sure if this footage that was being filmed for the Warrior Games is going to be used for this upcoming Netflix series called Heart of Invictus. I'm not even sure if that is moving forward anymore. So Harry takes a few moments to go and speak to some of the athletes. It is so painfully obvious Harry chose the one person of color in the group to only speak to. To be fair, Harry did greet the tall guy on the right, but he ignored everybody else. And as you can see, the guy behind him is not impressed, nor are some of the people around him, who are all Caucasian, not impressed. And I think it was actually kind of rude of him to do this. And there you have it. It was all about the optics because you know what? The sugars are going to go back thinking, yeah, Harry is so down with the people because his wife is black and he accepts black people. Do you see how rude and patronizing this looks? Like this guy who's talking to Harry is probably thinking, oh, he's really interested in me. But it's really Harry's talking to the guy because of how it's going to look that he is interacting with a person of color and ignoring everybody around him because they're white. At least finish the conversation before walking off and giving this patronizing thumbs up to this guy. He doesn't need a pat on the shoulder from you, Harry, giving your approval. If Harry and Meghan didn't put so much emphasis on skin color, this is something I probably wouldn't even noticed. But because these two are so racist, it becomes obvious when they make a blatant attempt to show that they're not racist, like in this case. This is all for the optics, and I guarantee Miranda Barbeau probably say, go talk to that black man over there so we can get you on camera to make it look like you are inclusive and accepting of all races. Could this be Prince Harry's unconscious bias now against white people? I think so, but I also think that it's contrived as well. Doesn't seem genuine, doesn't seem like he really gives a shit about what this man has to say. It's just let it go on camera so it looks like I am interested and I am with the people. And here is these two guys in the back. You can see their face. They're not impressed and almost as if they want to tell him to go F off. Obviously, they were being very polite by just not saying anything at all, but you could tell that they were like annoyed that he was there. And then you have this poor woman in crutches who is looking like she wants to talk to him, and he doesn't even acknowledge her, which is so incredibly rude. I don't buy this act for 1 second. This is, to me, looks totally disingenuous because of all the things that he has been doing. This comes off as contrived. I don't think Harry should have been allowed to do this. I think this PR stunt is going to backfire. As much as they want to portray him as this champion of social justice and people's rights and protecting the internet and blah, 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 this guy doesn't care. He's just doing what people are telling him to do, and it's not working. And I wish he would just leave our country alone because he's causing too many problems. I don't want him influencing our youth. As is, our society is in a state of decline because of this woke ideology tearing down our communities. As you can see, there is Miranda Barbeau standing there watching Harry, making sure that he's talking to the right people for the optics. That's all it is, for the optics. And what I notice is that the only time that they bring out Miranda Barbeau is when Harry is doing anything around the Invictus Games and involving our military. So let's think about that for a second. She was on the Obama administration in doing his PR for his 2012 campaign. The Warrior Games had been started under his rule, and now she is with Prince Harry. What is Prince Harry up to with our former president? I'd like to ask that question to you guys out there. Now, when you look at this, and I know it's a little bit difficult to spot him, but just look for the bald spot. I'd like to know, do you see Harry's security anywhere? I sure don't. Don't see anybody following him. There's a lot of people coming up to him and circling him. It might be the black guy with the bald head. You can see him with a blue collared shirt and dark pants. And then there's also a guy across from him wearing pretty much the same thing. That could be his security detail, but I don't see them following him as closely as they normally do. I know it's a bit tough to see, but the angle of the footage just shows it from far end of the room. So in order to do a close-up, it sort of blurred it quite a bit. So I apologize, but this was the best that I could find. As you can see, Harry is chit-chatting with a few folks, and actually taking some time to talk to the people that are there as he slowly makes it out of the room. And as you can see, following out is Miranda Barbeau. And there she is following Harry out. So, what do you guys think? Why was Harry there? I don't believe for 1 second that he was there by chance and this was spontaneous. I do believe that there was a purpose to this. I don't feel particularly comfortable anytime he comes in contact with our military as well as our Department of Defense. Let's not forget that Harry pushed his data collecting services on our Air Force in the form of mental health called Better Up. I don't trust this man in our country. He has been undermining our democracy and he needs to go. So whatever comes back from the Heritage Foundation, we need to get to the bottom of that. But let me know what you think. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Such a fraud.